And let's do some conclusions. So just some opinions about the situation over the past 24 hours. The vessel being sunk continue to be a big problem for the Russian Navy. They still have not found a best way to deal with the drones, the surface drones, the suicide drones. And I think I wonder if it has something to do with pride, because if you look at World War One warships, World War One ships, those dreadnoughts and whatnot, they actually have cope cage, just like the Russian the current modern tanks in the front line. They actually have this wiring, netting, and fencing or whatever to prevent drone strikes. During those days, they actually have the big version of it, the same cage, but to prevent torpedo strikes. So this kind of technology actually existed before, and it's definitely usable and works. It works. So, but no, we haven't seen any cope cages on ships just yet in the modern age, particularly over in the Black Sea. I feel that the Russians should invest in it, or unless they are so confident about their machine gunners that they actually got a few ships sunk already. So they shouldn't be so confident about their machine gunners. And basically one ship, how many machine guns do you have? Like 2? So 4 if you're a very big ship. And then the Ukrainians send 6 drones at you at the same time. And then it's not like your machine gunners are going to be so accurate. So this is, yeah, the Russians need to find a better solution to deal with it. And there is one report I actually missed, is actually the destruction of the HIMARS. And this time around, this is the clearest image ever of a HIMARS undoubtedly getting destroyed by a Russian missile strike. So this I have already posted the video over in the DPA Telegram channel. You can actually go and check it out, the video footage. Or you can actually go to the DPA archive. I also posted this video. And there is almost no doubt that this is actually a HIMARS, because upon getting hit, some of these missiles or rockets on the HIMARS actually went haywire. It actually flew out. So this is the first ever firm confirmation of a Russian strike successfully hitting a HIMARS. Before that, there was just reports and really vague videos, super blurry videos that no one can really confirm. So this is the first of its kind. So this comes after various confirmed photos and videos of Abrams tanks getting destroyed. So the entire Western image of equipments that is superior, almost invincible, in some people's mind, is now gone. It's definitely not invincible, but credit is where credit is due. The HIMARS is really hard to hunt. The Russians really find it really hard to hunt down this HIMARS. So I wonder if the Ukrainians have the same problem with Russian missile launchers as well. The Russians have a lot of missile launchers, and they have been used quite a number of times. And of course, we also do rarely see a Russian tornado get destroyed. A Russian smirk launcher get destroyed. Very rare as well. So yeah. So it is a surprise to me. Like 20-30 years ago, I was thinking about why would this vehicle still be relevant in the sense. In my young mind, I thought that technology is so advanced. Is like it's so easy to hunt, right? You have planes, you fly, and apparently, I was so wrong. So that's a very interesting, thing to note, that I believe that even in the nuclear war in World War III, yeah, all these mobile launchers and mobile missiles and everything seems to be the key to victory, or at least to continue to keep up some kind of a attack on your enemy, even in the doomsday scenario, because it's so hard to hunt. So it's only through this Ukraine war you really see how difficult it is. So yeah, despite that they seem to be a rather large vehicle. And The situation at Robotine continues to be a mystery, but this geolocation really knows put the Ukrainian claims into a lot of depths. But of course, we do have the similar flip side over at the Avdiivka front, where the Russian claims are all messed up. And the over at Huepele sector, I think the Melanivka situation is very interesting, with both defense ministries talk about it. I would definitely something to take a look at, but I don't think this is something serious. It's just interesting that both defense ministry mentioned Melanivka. And over at the Donetsk front, all these things I believe coming along the Voleda line, just it's just going to be probing. I don't think the focus is there. I think the Russians are now focusing still along the Marinka sector. Definitely they are trying to link up over here, and probably attack into the rear positions. So the Russians pushing out from Bobeda seems to be the only way they can go. So I believe the Russians will also push in this direction to link up this area here. The Krasnohorivka situation continues to be very dubious because only the Russians are talking about it. Ukrainians have not acknowledged it at all. It's really unusual. We will definitely have to wait and see this Krasnohorivka. And in terms of Novomikhailivka, yeah, like I mentioned in the SITREP, I believe the Russians are going to make this push into the rear position. And I think this makes a lot of sense. And especially if you push through, there's already a pond over here. So this is pond around here. So there is not a lot of grounds that the Russians need to capture in order to put the entire Novomikhailivka into some kind of operational encirclement. So I think this makes sense. And this geolocation does shows the possibility of that. Avdiivka front, Avdiivka front, as I mentioned during the SITREP, stabilized line means they are not getting routed anymore. No, so don't hope so much. Like I said, it's really bad for health. The Ukrainians indeed is holding the lines, and geolocations are showing that the Russians indeed did not capture all these settlements. And things are looking worse and worse, for the Russians. I mean, for Ukrainians as well, but as in the Russians are really losing this window of opportunity, and I think is effectively lost by now, which means that everything from the battles from now on, over at Badaichi, Semenivka, Olivka, Tonenke, is just going to be a grind from now on, because the window of opportunity to really pounce on their success, on these routed Ukrainian forces, to chase them down, force them into very uncomfortable positions, to push them out of possible better defensive positions, is gone. It's just entirely gone. So instead, what we do now have is the Ukrainians managed to actually re-establish this so-called first line or second line of defense after the fall of Avdiivka city, and I think the Ukrainians may actually succeed in able to hold this position. But of course, there is rumors, or just people's opinion, I guess, that the Ukrainians are throwing whatever they have at this front line, which is why there is this result. But these are the best that there is left. And if this is all destroyed, then they might have nothing after that. But that is just rumors, so don't bet on it. And I think there's nothing else to talk about because there's no really change in this area here. And the rest I think I more or less have covered in the SITREP. So that's it. This is the conclusions. And thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next update.